Namandam, 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 namandam.
Good morning and welcome to Kona Hongwanji's Military Remembrance Service, sponsored by Boy Scouts Troop 59. I am Tate Bosky, this is Elijah Green, and we will serve as your MCs. Today, we honor the brave members of our community who have paid the ultimate sacrifice in service to our community. They fought to preserve the values of our democracy, and for that, we owe them deep and boundless gratitude. Assisting Rev Blayne at the temple with technical support are Alan Matsumoto and Darren and Lynn Katayama. Connie Chong is our organist, and Betty Takeoka will lead the singing. As a reminder to those of you on Zoom, please be sure to mute your mics during the entire service. Let us start the service by all rising for the Vandana and the T. Sarana, led by Rev Blayne. Please sing both the Pali and English parts together with Rev Blayne.
Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namanda, Vutsunamanda, 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 Vutsunamanda.
Please remain seated, standing. Please remain standing for an aspiration which will be shared by Reverend Blayne.
We gather this morning as friends in the Dharma, as fellow travelers along the journey of life. We come together in fellowship to remember our local heroes and honor all who have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our country. We reflect on the values of service, sacrifice, and the willingness to bear suffering for the sake of others. We extend our deepest appreciation to these brave heroes for giving of themselves in order to preserve our freedoms and our democracy. May we strive to embody the aspiration of Amida Buddha, who, as a bodhisattva, vowed to liberate all beings who live in ignorance and fear by declaring, "Even if I should be subjected to all kinds of suffering and torment, continuing my practice undeterred, I would endure it and never have any regrets." May we always take refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows us the way in this life, the Dharma, the way of understanding and love, and the Sangha, the community that lives in harmony and awareness. Entrusting the dynamic working of all-inclusive wisdom and all-embracing compassion, we call the name of Amida, the Buddha of infinite light and life, in gratitude, joy, and awareness. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu.
Please be seated. It is now time to remember the names on the roll of honor. Scoutmaster Mr. Joey Gusman will call each honored name. We ask that you honor them in your hearts by bowing your head in prayer and grateful reflection.
Today we honor, from World War II, Shigeo Ashikawa, Toshio Fujii, Kameo Fujitani, Mitsuo Furuichi, George Ikeda, Shiro Ikeno, Tsuyoshi Iwamoto, Chitoshi Karaoka, Kiyoshi Masunaga, Goro Matsuda, Kiyuichi Matsumoto, Akira Morihara, Iwao Nakamura, Muneo Oku, Bernal Torrijos, Hisayuki Yano, and Yonezo Yonemura. From the Korean War, Raymond Haili, Isamu Izu, Hiroshi Miyazono, Koichi Moriwaki, Clifford Okinaga, and Nobuji Yamagata. From the Vietnam War, Rodney Fukunaga, Joseph Ga'a Jr., Wayne Hedeman, Aaron Hervez, Steve F. Johnson, Momi Kane, John Kauhaihau, James K. Lindsay, Harold L. Lanes, John R. Peacock, Keith Puhi, Glenn Shibata, William A. Ulmer, and Rodney Yanu. And from NASA, Allison Onizuka.
Namandabutsu, 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 namandabutsu.
It is now time for the offering of incense. First, we invite all family members of the Roll of Honor, followed by representatives of various veterans organizations who are present today. Lastly, we invite all Sanghan members in attendance. Please use both incense burners. Let's begin offering of incense with the Roll of Honor family members. representatives of various veterans organizations to come forward and offer incense. Now, all Santon members, if you have not done so yet, please come back up to offer incense, starting with the front row and moving towards the back.
Let us now observe a moment of silent meditation.
Namandab, 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 namandab.
Reverend Blayne will lead us in chanting the sutra, verses reaffirming the vows found on page 117 in the Jodo Shinshu service book and on your screen. Again, page 117 in the red service book.
The Buddha of infinite light and life made vows to embrace all beings equally without exception. These vows promise to create a perfect world where no suffering or evil exists and guides us to supreme awakening. The Jusege, or verses reaffirming the vows, is a poetic summary of the basic intention of the 48 vows made by Amida Buddha to attain supreme enlightenment, to save all who are suffering, and to declare universal salvation through the name Namo Amida Butsu. We chant the words of the Buddha as a reminder of these great vows of compassion made to awaken all beings. The verses reaffirming the vows. I have made unrivaled vows and will reach the highest path. If I fail in any way, may I not attain Buddhahood. Should I not provide to all for countless kalpas to come, aid in times of suffering, may I not attain Buddhahood. I will reach enlightenment, but unless my Buddha name resounds throughout the universe, may I not attain Buddhahood. I will practice the noble path, wisely, mindfully, free of greed, seek to reach the supreme way, be a guide to one and all. May my power shine great light to illumine and dispel the darkness of the three poisons and save all from suffering. With eyes of wisdom I'll remove the darkness of ignorance. I will close all evil paths, open gates of highest good. When I attain Buddhahood, light will shine throughout all lands, light brighter than sun and moon, outshining all heavenly lights, giving my virtues to all, not forsaking anyone. I will proclaim the Dharma like the roar of a great lion.
Please rise for the Gatha, Namu Amida Butsu, on the handouts and on your screen.
When life is fair and sunlight gilds the day, when fortune smiles and flowers adorn our way, oft let us pause with grateful hearts to say, Namo Amida Butsu. Though our way leads 'neath a darkened sky, and to our loved ones pain and death draw nigh, our tears may flow, yet trustingly we cry, Namo Amida Butsu. When our life leads us to the other shore, and Buddha's light will see forevermore. In Nimbutsu, our grateful hearts shall soar. Namo Amida Butsu.
Please be seated. Please be seated. Reverend Blayne will share today's Military Remembrance Day Dharma Message.
Namandavuts, 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 namandavuts. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this special service as we honor our military members who made the ultimate sacrifice. And so today we do honor all who have made and all who will make the ultimate sacrifice in service to our country and our community. In Buddhist tradition, we strive to embody the vows of the Bodhisattva, an enlightened being who sacrifices their own awakening for the happiness and for the welfare of others. The many beings are numberless. I vow to save them. Greed, hatred, and ignorance rise endlessly. I vow to abandon them. Dharma gates are countless. I vow to awake to them. Buddha's way is unsurpassed. I vow to embody it fully. These are our highest ideals of how we should live, not for only our sake, but for the sake of everyone, because true compassion is universal and is inclusive. This morning we chanted the Jusei-ge, or verses reaffirming the vows, because it summarizes the basic intention of Amida Buddha's 48 vows: to attain supreme enlightenment, to save all who are suffering, and to declare universal salvation through the name Namo Amida Butsu. In the Jusei-ge, Amida Buddha, as Bodhisattva Dharmakara, vows to become a Buddha. And when this vow is fulfilled, the universe will tremble, and all the gods and people will be moved with excitement, while rare and wondrous flowers rain down upon them. Now we chant these verses from the larger sutra, one of the three main scriptures of Jodo Shinshu. And you can actually see the sutras actually on the altar here. If you notice these 4 scrolls at the center of the altar, these are our 3 Pure Land Sutras. The first 2 scrolls are the larger sutra, which contain the 48 vows of Amida Buddha, who vowed to liberate each of us as we are without exception, to attain the highest fulfillment of Buddhahood. And so, as I reflect on the names and the lives of those whose names are listed on our roll of honor, which hang in our columbarium, if you have a chance to take a look at the, go to the columbarium and take a look on the wall, and you can see the roll of honor that honors those brave souls who gave their life for our country and our community. And so I can't help but think of them, right, as bodhisattvas, who sacrificed all for the sake of others. Each of them gave their best and did their part, so collectively we could move forward and achieve the impossible. I'm reminded of a beloved Dharma teacher and friend, the late Reverend Yoshiaki Fujitani, who realized birth in the Pure Land on May 17, 2021, at the age of 97. Born on Maui, Reverend Fujitani was a son of Hawaii who lived with a heart of profound gratitude and aloha. In an interview on his experience as a Nisei, or second-generation Japanese American, he shared, Buddhism teaches that we have 4 gratitudes. One is oya no on, our gratitude to our parents. Shujo no on, gratitude to all beings. Kimi no on, or kuni no on, our gratitude to our country. And the 4th would be our gratitude to the Buddha. In Buddhism, these 4 ons, or gratitudes, are taught. From serving his country in the military intelligence service during World War II, to his career as a minister, and his time serving as the 11th bishop of the Hompo Honganji Mission of Hawaii, he expressed his profound gratitude through fierce compassion for others and our world. And Reverend Fujitani never forgot his brothers in the 442 and the 100th Battalion and the MIS who never made it home. He honored their sacrifice in all that he did and achieved throughout his lifelong service to our community. There's a story from Buddhist scripture that highlights the determination and the perseverance a bodhisattva is motivated by this power of gratitude. And the story goes like this. In a bamboo thicket at the foot of the Himalayan mountains, there once lived a parrot, together with many other animals and birds. One day, a fire started in the thicket from the friction of the bamboo stalks rubbing against each other in the strong wind, and the birds and the animals were frightened and confused. The parrot, feeling compassion for the fear and the suffering that they felt, and wishing to repay kindness he had received in the bamboo thicket, where he was allowed to shelter himself, he tried to do all that he could to save the other creatures. He dipped his wings and himself in the pond nearby and flew over the fire and shook off the drops of water from his wings to extinguish the fire. He did this repeatedly, back and forth diligently, trying to put out the fire with his tiny wings and the small drops of water. Moved by a heart of compassion, out of gratitude to the bamboo thicket, This spirit of kindness and self-sacrifice was noticed by a heavenly being who came down from the sky and said to the parrot, "You have a gallant mind, but what good do you expect to accomplish with a few drops of water against a great fire?" The parrot answered, "There is nothing that cannot be accomplished by the spirit of gratitude and self-sacrifice. I will try over and over again, and then over again in my next life." The great God was impressed by the parrot's spirit, and together they extinguished the fire. Reverend Dr. Ken Tanaka shares an appreciation for this lesson. We cannot help but be moved by the parrot's determination and effort to put out the fire, even though it seems like a lost cause. We may feel the same way about how much each of us can contribute in tackling our huge social problems, such as poverty, mass shootings, and climate change. But the parrot teaches us an important lesson. That lesson is that if all of us did our small part, then we collectively become a huge force to accomplish that which appears to be an impossible task. Right? Many hands make light work. And so today we take time to remember and to honor these good ancestors. We also reflect on how we can become good ancestors too. Each moment of our lives, we are creating the conditions for the future. Each of us is a link between the past and the future, and what we do in this present moment, this life matters because we create the conditions for a better future. And so the question is, how do we want to be remembered by future generations? Those we honor today, our good ancestors, they showed by their example how we could live, how we should live for the sake of others. And so this is a moment to reflect on our values as a nation and to repay our indebtedness to these fallen heroes by striving to embody our highest ideals as a nation that embraces all and uplifts all who struggle and yearn for a better life. We are far from perfect, but we can build a more perfect union every single day. Many hands together can change the world. This potential is the promise of our country, the promise of America. And this promise is what these heroes we honor today gave their lives for. May we honor their sacrifice by aspiring to do better, to be better, just like how we strive to embody Amida Buddha's great vow of compassion and universal liberation for the sake of all beings. Please join me in Gassho to recite the Nembutsu. Entrusting the dynamic working of infinite light and life, we call Amida's honored name in gratitude, joy, and awareness. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Nammanda Butsu, Nammanda Butsu, Nammanda Butsu, Nammanda Butsu. Mahalo.
Thank you, Reverend Blayne Scout Ezra Green will now lead us in Yuan reading of the Golden Chain of Love. which can be found on the laminated sheet in the back of the pews. And on your screen, please read the passage out loud along with him.
I am a link.
Thank you, Ezra Green. We will now have the offertory presentation. Mahalo for your generous contributions, everyone. Please stand. Please stand as we conclude this service with singing of the Gata Nebutsu.
Namandab, 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 namandab.
This concludes today's military remembrance service. Let us never forget those who gave their lives so that every day we can gratefully continue to live this precious life of freedom. Here are some announcements. Upcoming schedule of services, events, and reminders. Next Sunday, June 18th, Father's Day service will be observed at 10 o'clock a.m. Please make every effort to attend as our very special guest speaker will be Bishop Eric Matsumoto. As you know, his term as Bishop of Hanapa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii will be ending as of June 30. Therefore, this will be our last opportunity to hear his Dharma message as bishop. In addition, he will be bringing the original sandalwood image of Amida Buddha, that is the companion to the current one in our altar. It has now been restored, and he would like to share it with us. After the service, to express our appreciation for his 12 years of service as our bishop, we are planning a Mahalo fellowship time. If you can, please bring a light poo-poo or finger food type of dish to share.
Sunday, June 25, Regular Dharma family service will be held at 10 a.m. Linda Nagai will be our Sangha speaker. Our first service in July will be the annual Oban Cemetery service on July 2nd, which will be held outdoors at the church cemetery at 10 a.m. Please mark your calendars and plan to join us. The car fit event for mature drivers will be held on Saturday, June 17th from 12 a.m. to 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Here at Kona Hongwanji, trained volunteers will provide information to ensure the safety fit for older drivers in their cars. You can still make an appointment by seeing Joey Gusman today. Please take advantage of this great opportunity to be safer in your car. Be sure to open, read, and click on attachments and interesting links that were included with Reverend Blayne weekly update, which he emailed this past Friday. 2023 Temple membership updates form has been mailed out and are also attached to Reverend Blayne's email. Please be sure to complete and return them as soon as possible. Mahalo. Free COVID test kits as well as 125th anniversary merchandise are still available. Any other announcements, Reverend Blayne or anyone else?
Good morning. I look like I have plenty to say. I came with a clipboard. So as a lot of you know, we are upon Obon season. And so I have a flyer which has all our the island-wide bon dances, if they are having any. Anybody can come and look at it. When we have refreshments, you can take a picture of it if you want. But for our bon dance, it's going to be held on July 22nd. Services at 4 o'clock, dances at 6 o'clock. So we're going to have practices. Our practices are going to be July 10, 13, 17, and 20. So it's 2 weeks before the dance, Mondays and Thursdays at 7:30 at the social hall. Dafukuji is having theirs on July 8th. Their bon dance is from 3 o'clock in the afternoon to 6:30. They're having issues with getting police special duty officers to go and help them, so that's why they're having their bon dance early in the afternoon. Their practices are June 13, 20, 27, 29, July 4 and 6 from 7 o'clock. And if anybody wants to take a picture of my clipboard, you can. Thank you.
Continuing the Bon Dance theme, I was asked to announce that Kohala Honganji is having their Bon Dance on Saturday, July 1st, starting with a 6 p.m. service and then dance to follow. They will have taiko there by our own Kona Honganji Taiko group, and their dance practices are on Mondays at 5 p.m. at the temple.
I just wanted to give a big shout out to the Scouts. Thank you very much for sponsoring the service and for doing a great job as MCs today. So thank you very much.
Those of you on Zoom, when you are ready to leave, just tap or click on the leave meeting button on your screen. Those of you here in person, refreshments will be served in the social hall. Mahalo to members of Boy Scouts Troop 59 for providing today's refreshments. Thank you for your attendance today. Please stay safe, and we hope to see you at next Sunday's Father Day service, and to say mahalo to Bishop Eric.